and I will take the liberty of muting everybody. Okay, thank you for being here, everyone. Let's go ahead and settle in for some meditation. Using whichever method you find most effective, please allow both your physical body and your mind to start to settle and rest, to become quiet and still. There is a subtle part of your inner body that is known as the central channel. Your central channel originates at a point in between your eyebrows, ascends to the crown of your head, and descends in a straight line down through the center of your body, terminating at a point in between your sit bones. Energy winds, sometimes called prana, sometimes called chi, flow through your central channel. And by causing your energy winds to travel along the length of your central channel, you can facilitate good physical and emotional health and facilitate healing. So as you inhale, I'd like you to please observe the sensation of air moving across the tips of your nostrils, and further observe prana moving fluidly and instantaneously down to the lower tip of your central channel. On the subsequent exhalation, allow that prana to move back up through your central channel to the crown of your head and then down to the point in between your eyebrows. Subsequent inhalation back up to the crown and down to the lower tip of your central channel. And please repeat this pattern for a couple of moments. On your inhalation, please allow your winds to move down to the level of your navel chakra. On the exhalation, up to your throat chakra. Subsequent inhalation back down to your navel chakra. And please repeat this pattern for a moment or two. very gently, allow your winds and your awareness to start to gently move in toward the center of your chest, which is where your heart chakra is located. Allow your winds to move shorter and shorter distance along your central channel until you come to rest at the center of your chest. Your heart chakra, your heart chakra is the seat of your capacity for universal, unconditional love and compassion. In order for you to access your love and compassion, no doing is necessary, nothing needs to be added. All that is asked of you is to just simply rest and become familiar with this universal, unconditional, pure love and compassion. Just rest with it and become familiar with it. From time to time, we may become confused about the true nature of who we really are. we may come to mistakenly regard ourselves as being needy or insecure or angry or whatever delusion may appear to our minds. Please know that the true nature of who you are is that of pure love and pure compassion, the characteristics of which are a warmth and a softness. Please abide in this warmth and softness with the recognition that this is who you truly are. Please gently resume your practice of central channel yoga, allowing your winds to move up and down your central channel between your navel and throat chakras. Please allow your winds to move the entire length of your central channel, mounted upon your breath. Allowing your consciousness to become increasingly less absorbed. Become aware again of your physical body, bones, flesh, blood, and so forth. Start to deepen your breath and become aware again of the garments of clothing resting on the surface of this entity we've come to know as physical body. Become aware again of your surroundings inside the room that you're occupying. Become aware again of the world that exists outside of the room that you're occupying. We dedicate all of the merit from this morning's meditation to world peace. for us individually and collectively. May our love become increasingly pure, unconditional, continuous, and universal. May our compassion continue to increase and grow like a waxing moon. Completely fill up your belly and lungs with air, and when you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your meditation to an end. Welcome back, everyone. So I'm not sure if your experience of that central practice of central channel yoga or meditation on the inner body, I don't know if your experience is such that you go into your more subtle inner body and abide there for a while, and then come out and we're reminded to become aware of our physical body. And it's like, whoa, my physical body like disappeared. If that's your experience, it's a very encouraging sign. Your physical body has disappeared. Why? Because your mind wasn't previously focusing on it. The mind doesn't focus on it and it disappears. Very, very noteworthy, very profound. So, within the context of the moral discipline of restraint, restraining from non-virtuous, one part of that being restraining from engaging in non-virtuous actions of body, speech, and mind. One of the, as you know, one of the non-virtuous actions of speech that we are encouraged to restrain from or abstain from is idle chatter. Just talking about meaningless things and things that don't matter, nonsensical things, and it can relate to speech as well as kind of other forms of language. What we read, what we listen to, what we watch on television or podcasts or whatever it might be. And in this regard, I got a really good question from Martha. Martha emailed me a question. And by the way, y'all are always welcome to email questions or kind of unmute yourself and ask questions. So Martha writes about one of her questions is, when is reading an entertaining book okay? Occasionally. It's a form of occasional escape and relaxation. From time to time, I have difficulty relaxing, and reading a book can be a good form for me to occasionally relax. So, really good question, one that I think most of us can relate to. Maybe someday we'll everything that we read will be in the sutras, and that's like our only form of reading, no frivolous web pages or anything like that. But most of us aren't at that point yet, and nor really do we need to be. The ultimate answer to this question is that eventually we will get to a point in our practice whereby everything that we read is material that can be transformed into our spiritual practice or our practice of training the mind. From its own side, the material is really empty of any inherent existence. What matters is our approach to it. And we'll get to a point where anything and everything that we watch or listen to or read brings us back to Dharma. It's a component of our Dharma practice. Everything from reading, sacred texts on training the mind, like the Ganges Mahamudra, or the Pali Canon, or Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life, or Real Housewives of Orange County, or Real House. I was doing some research to prepare for class today. Do you know how many Real Housewives television programs there are? It's totally amazing. Real Housewives of Orange County, Real Housewives of Utah, Manhattan. It's unbelievable. And so we can get to a point now we might think, oh, those television programs are so ridiculous. Who watches those? But who knows, maybe with practice, we can get to a point where Real Housewives of Orange County are a Dharma experience for us. Yeah, it's part of the practice, all part of the path. I had in San Diego, at the Dharma Center, where I did the majority of my training. There was a monk there who was a great guy, and somebody would say, did you ever read this book ABC, like a fictional book? And somebody would say, no, what's it about? And this monk, his name was Gantapa would say, it's about emptiness. And I was like, oh, okay. And then a little bit later, I remember somebody said, did you ever see this movie called whatever? And somebody said, I'm not making this up. Somebody said, no, what's it about? And Gantapa jumps in. He says, it's about emptiness. So like everything can be about compassion or emptiness or selflessness or whatever we want to make it to be. It's just a matter of us transforming the mundane into the meaningful. So until we get to that point, with regard back to Martha's question, is it okay to read, how did she put it? Sorry, you guys. Is it okay to read a book for entertainment purposes? The answer is yes, absolutely. And I would encourage you to look for opportunities to move what you read and watch and listen to more to a more meaningful area. Kind of, it's sort of a practice of degrees, At one end of the continuum are completely frivolous material. At another end of the continuum, pure Dharma texts, kind of most of us fall somewhere in between. And what can we do to bring the material that we read for purposes of relaxation and entertainment, maybe just move the needle a little bit more toward the meaningful end of the continuum, whatever that means to you, right? The sutras don't say Western novels by Louis L'Amour are the most meaningless and the Ganges Mahamudra is the most meaningful with various components along the continuum. No, it's up to you to decide what constitutes meaningful and meaningless. And at the same time, just an idea that I'd like to share with you on this. A longtime Sangha friend of mine kind of likes to read novels that kind of based on a true story, true matters. Like he will read novels about the time of Native American activities, and part of that involves doing Westerners doing some really, really awful things to indigenous Native Americans, kind of while reading a novel for entertainment and having that real life historical component to the book. It's an opportunity, he says, to kind of naturally experience compassion and renunciation. Maybe the same can be said for novels, kind of period pieces that are set in the time of the Civil War, time of slavery, maybe around the time of, kind of Vietnam or whatever it might be. Opportunities, I think, my friend would say, to combine novels through which we can escape and get a break from samsara, yeah, and make it meaningful by kind of bringing us back to states of mind and practices that we really care about. Love and compassion and selflessness, generosity, all of the different aspects of the six perfections. So those are a lot of words without a real definitive answer. I guess the definitive answer, is one, look for opportunities to transform the meaningless into the meaningful as defined by you and informed by your knowledge of Dharma, and to be creative, to try to be creative in ways that you can relax and kind of take a break. There's actually something in the sutras, it's true, it's called the power of rejection, or sometimes called the power of relaxation. And what that says is sometimes it's beneficial, sometimes it's wise to take a break from our traditional Dharma practice, our traditional meditation practice, and just relax and kind of recharge our batteries. No hard and fast rules about what that looks like. It's kind of you and your practice, and apply wisdom to ways that you can transform and move along the continuum. So I see a bunch of chats in here. We're out of time, a bunch of chat messages. Thank you for those. I'll look at them and try and incorporate them into our next class, which won't be until a week from Friday. I'm going out of town yet again, but this is going to be the last trip for a while that I know of. So we'll get together again a week from this Friday. Thank you all very much. Have a good day and a good week.
Thank you, Jeff. Goodbye.